people wonder why I never am able to go anywhere because I'm trying to shoot or YouTube videos and they fucking interrupt every time. But Lil Yachty and J. Cole, man, Lil Yachty has such a knack for sound now. I mean, he's really just touched a different realm of music. You know, earlier this year he dropped a pretty much like experimental record that was pretty damn good and might be like a top 10 album of the year for me. Which is crazy because that's how stacked this year is. It's like barely like top 10, you know? There's been some great albums that have dropped this year. But J. Cole did his thing. There weren't, I mean, these weren't the best bars I've ever heard from either rapper, but it was solid enough. I actually kind of liked it. He keeps adding to this like EP type of thing. I don't know if he's dropping another album this year. I wouldn't really expect him to do so. I think he's just dropping loosies that he's always wanted to drop, you know. As we get into Lyrical Lemonade's second single for their upcoming album, I think the first one was the one with Cordae and Juice WRLD where they did the whole, what's that song by Eminem, Role Model, where they flipped that beat. But this is the second one, and in comparison, it's like far more disappointing. I mean, Lil Durk and Kid Cudi is an interesting enough combination, you know, to kind of get people intrigued into that track. But you listen to it, and not much to it. I guess they had like a teaser video that didn't really sound that good, and people were thinking, oh, they're gonna go in that direction for the song. I don't think it was necessarily that great, but slay, I guess. That was fucking fruity. Why'd I say that? I don't have much to say about it. I don't know what the point of this Lyrical Lemonade album is. I guess they're gonna have a music video for every song, and it's kind of gonna be like this directorial type of thing for Cole Bennett. I don't know. Rick Ross and Meek Mill dropped a new track, Shaq and Kobe. Are they really the Shaq and Kobe of rap? I would say probably not, but hey, if you want to think of yourself that way, that's cool with me. They have an album coming out, I think. I think that's why they really released this, because they have a collab album coming, which is really interesting and an interesting kind of combo we've seen in rap over the years, and a collab album that probably should have happened a long time ago. But hey, I'm here for it. They drop an album and it's pretty good. I mean, sure. This track was honestly pretty nice. I don't have much to say. A lot of the music this week was honestly pretty forgettable, especially since the person we're going to talk about last had easily the biggest release of the week. As we get into Tyga and YG's collab album here, speaking of collabs, we have Hit When You Leave the Club. Man, I love their swagger on this album here. You know, you get Lil Wayne, you get Busta Rhymes, you get Blast on here. And the West Coast weekend with Blast, it flipped, Everywhere That We Go. No, what song is that? Dude. I can't think of what that song's called. I'm not really an old head like that. I don't know music like that back then. They flipped that track. Everywhere That We Go. Is that a Nate Dogg song? It sounds like Nate Dogg, right? I could be tripping. I don't know. Like Lil Wayne had an amazing verse on Brand New. Busta Rhymes was okay on Big One. I would say honestly that album was pretty solid. We're gonna move on to Lotto. She dropped "It's a Party" with Baby Drill. I don't know why I listen to this track. I'm not a huge female rapper fan. I'm not like a misogynist. I'm not sexist or anything like that. But their subject matter just never interests anyone. But D Savage dropped "Rich and Player," a nice little track here for D Savage. D Savage has been a part of the underground. I mean, he still kind of is for quite some time. And, you know, I'm always interested when he drops music. So, yeah. 6LACK, Black, however you want to say his name. He dropped a track with Jesse Reyes called Homicide. Homicide Gang? Is this an Opium reference? I mean, you guys see the title. This is a big Opium week, isn't it? A lot of announcements. A lot of things are speculating around the internet. We can talk about that when we get to Destroy Lonely. Pretty solid song here. I really like Jesse Reyes' voice anyways. Not to get sidetracked or anything. DaBaby dropped a new track called Trickin'. You know, he drops a little Lucy single every now and then. I think he's pretty much done with albums. I think he's trying to go for that hit single. And he's succeeded a couple of times this year. And here he is with Trickin'. Interesting beat. I'm not really sure how I feel about this song, though. I don't think it's anything great. I think we can move on to Yumi and Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez' first release in jail, and it's a feature with Yumi, who has a wonderful voice here on Pull Up. It's solid, man. I mean, Tory Lanez definitely has some shit on his career that I can give credit for. Obviously, he's in jail, and yes, he fucking deserves it, guys. I mean, he fucking shot a woman. Like, well, it wasn't just that he shot a woman. He shot somebody in the fucking foot over a disagreement. But, yeah. Dina Ayada, who's someone I've been following for quite some time in the music industry, dropped Way Up. Very interesting voice. I love her vocal inflections. Pretty solid track here. I don't think it's anything amazing. She's trying things new, kind of testing her range for music. It's not bad. As we get into Skilla Baby, Bay, honestly, at this point, I've listened to so much Skilla Baby, not because I don't like him or anything, but he's been on the horizon dropping music left and right, that his voice has become pretty distinctive for me. I think that's a good thing for him, as he goes on in his career. I don't have much to say, though. Peasy and Babytron dropped Psilocybin. I don't know. I don't really have anything to say about it. I'm kind of zoned out at times when I listen to this new music. Not because it's bad, I'm not going to say that, but yeah. CMG, the label, dropped a whole, deluxe, pretty much, to their first little album. It was, Gangster Art or something. And they had some solid tracks on that record as a whole, but the only one I was really interested in was Glorilla and 504, and I was like, okay, let's just give this a shot. 504 is pretty much established in the rap game. He's not necessarily amazing, anything incredible, or anything. I promise I'm not jacking off. I mean, the chair's moving, but you know how it is. I'm, moving my legs. But why did I bring that up? What the hell am I doing? But Glorilla, obviously not really up and coming. She's damn near established herself. She's had some hits under her belt. She's dropped some nice little songs. I don't really know how to feel about the song. They're playing on the Cha-Cha Slide, kind of cool homage, but yeah. Compton Ave and Sada Baby dropped Dance. Sada Baby I've heard of a couple times. He has a pretty solid fan base on his hands. I don't really care to talk about that record. It's cool. It's not bad. Very, very dark voices from the two. But yeah, Cash Kid dropped an album. I mean, I've been interested to kind of listen to this because he's been up and coming. He's had a couple good hits. He had that song with OGZ that was pretty good. Now he dropped an album with No Cap, Deja Loaf, Peasy on it. So, listen to it. It was okay. I mean, the song with Peasy was pretty decent. We're getting to the end of the list. Listen, I mean, I don't really know what to say. Jay Fizzle dropped a track with O3 Greedo. O3 Greedo's been pretty big in hip-hop for some time, so I decided to listen to that. It was okay. Honestly, pretty nice. Nice little trap banger. It was cool. But we're getting into this main event. We're talking about Destroy Lonely. This is a big-time release here because there hasn't been an Opium release, I don't think, since... I mean, I guess Cardi was on Fiend, but an official, Opium artist releasing their own music since... Probably if Looks Could Kill, the original album, or Homicide Gang probably dropped an album in between. Ken Carson hasn't dropped since February. Playboi Carti hasn't dropped a song since, I think, Miss the Rage with Trippy. Dude, this is big here. And this little deluxe album is fantastic. This is probably one of the better deluxe albums we've gotten this year. And I'm not trying to be like some Opium dick sucker. Because, listen, Opium has made some great music, and you can hate on them all you want. You can hate on the new wave of rappers. They've made some good music. I mean, Catch a Kill, very iconic, unreleased song. That's My is pretty good. Too Damn Rich, amazing beat. I mean, my goodness, this dude just kills it every time. Spillin' was awesome. I loved the flows. Same with Backsippin'. I would say Check the Fleet's maybe one of the weaker songs, but Backsippin' and Spillin' are definitely my highlights. Wow, I have this album on repeat. It could be Opium October. I think next week, today is October, it's the first of the month. Shout out to Playboi Carti on Whole Lotta Red. I think next week we could be getting some, some Homicide Gang, and then the week after, I think Great Chaos is coming out. And who knows, maybe later this month from, let's say the 20th to the 27th, one of those days, one of those Fridays, we could get the new Carti album. I don't know. There hasn't been a lot of rollout. There hasn't been a lot of speculation with Playboi Carti. But just know that this Destroy Lonely release could mean something. I think it could be a big release. I think it could start a wave. I don't know if Opium's ever dropped their albums sequentially like that before. But I think it could definitely mean something. So be on the lookout. Next week of Homicide Gang. This is how you know you're in the trenches. You hear fucking crickets, bro, in your basement? That's wild. I gotta finish the video. The cricket doesn't appear to like the video. He appears to be bored with it, as that's what crickets signify. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it has been GZTV, giving you guys the biggest releases in music. I don't give you guys them. I don't release the music. I talk about the biggest releases. I think Drake is dropping in a couple weeks, so he might be dropping October 6th. I think he's dropping next week, so I might be, yeah.